Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Michelle Patricia and I'm independent demonstrator with Stamping Up. So what I'm looking at today is the Abstract Beauty. Now I would admit I haven't really had a chance to play with this as yet. I've done a little bit of looking on Pinterest to see what people are doing. But I have got no idea what I am going to do today. We're just going to have a play and see what we can create. This is really taking me out of my comfort zone. It is probably not a suite I would have normally have purchased, but I really wanted the hexagons that come in the dies. So I thought I'd give this a go. So let me just open this up so you can see both sides of my catalogue. So in this suite, you have the stamp set and all these beautiful shapes now in the dies. So these shapes actually don't fit around the images in the stamp set. So they are completely independent, but they work really well within the sizing of the sentiments and everything, which is great. And there's some really interesting dies in there. I was playing around the other day cutting the hexagons. You got five different shapes in your hexagons. So quite a bit of variety there. You also have, I'm just going to go number one, number two, across over here, adhesive back hexagon shapes. And I do have them here on my desk. Excuse me. Let me just grab a drink of water. So these are quite nice, and they're in the black, blushing bright, and your just jade. So yeah, they look quite cute. So it should be fun to play with. The other thing that we have is the third item in this suite is the Abstract Beauty cards and envelopes, and I do have those here to show you. So it's quite a range of different cards here, different designs. You've got, sort of like an effect here going from your Magenta Madness right up to your Pumpkin Pie, Night of Navy. You've got one here with the wash in the Balmy Blue, a wash in, trying to think what colour that would be, and that would probably be Crushed Curry. Then again, your Magenta Madness with a wash, a black, again your Magenta Madness going into your Blushing Bride, and again a black, and that one's quite pretty. That's your Just Jade going into your Balmy Blue, and then again your Night of Navy, and that comes with these corresponding envelopes. Now these cards are a bit normal to our usual sizes we use. They're a bit larger than our normal sizes we use here in Australia. So, but not much more. I think should tell me on this. I did measure it because normally I cut a card size so it finishes once it's folded to 14.9. It's not written on there. 10.2 by 15.2. So normally I cut mine, so when it's folded, it's 10.5 by 15.9. So it's only fractionally, not that much bigger. So yeah, you just have to adjust your card bases, mats, if you're making them to fit those. So we might have a play with a couple of those. I'm not quite sure, as I said, what we're going to be doing today. You've got the Ephemera Pack. So let me grab that so I can show you the Ephemera Pack. And that's this here. And in here you've got 2 sheets of printed die cuts already cut out, ready to go, and a piece of vellum with all your lovely gold embossed images on there. So they would be a lot of fun, not even just for making cards, but I can see some of these actually even being used on maybe small scrapbook pages as well. And then the last thing we have is our designer series paper. So these are all the beautiful papers. Again, quite a variety. So I might just turn that one over. So this is the one side. So you've got all of these lovely images here. There's quite a variety there of different images, and I'll show you the reason why I'm flipping them all over in a moment. So that's all those, and they're all sort of like a matte finish. Now, if we flip these over and have a look at the reverse side, because as you know, Stampin' Up to double-sided paper, they've got different images, but these ones have got a little bit of gold embossing in it. So I don't know whether you can see the gold in that, but just these little flecks here. This one here, the gold is like your center of your flowers. Got a little bit of gold there, gold leaves on that one, gold sort of splotches. That's very pretty. You've got quite like a brushed effect of gold on that one. This one here, these are all different colours, and then the odd one are in gold. The gold stripes, a fleck one with little gold flecks all through it, another one with brushed gold brushed on it, some spots, and that's a pretty one too, again with just the gold in highlights and in speckles as well. So there's quite a variety in this pack. Now, no one has posted a comment as yet, so I'm hoping someone is watching. But we're going to, let's make a card together. So I've already sort of planned out one card. I'm going to leave that open because I really have not had a chance to even really play with this as yet. So what I decided we'd do to start with is a card using the Night of Navy, because it's quite a few colours that go with this. And what I thought too I'd show you is I've just pulled out all the stamp sets. And these are all the colours that are in the Designer Series paper. So you have your pumpkin pie. Oops, going the other way. Pumpkin pie, you've got Blushing Bride, you've got Crushed Curry, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, and Magenta Madness. And I think I've cut a card base in each one of those colours as well. So we're just really going to have a bit of a play and see what we come up with. So I've got to start with a piece of Night of Navy, and I've cut this piece at 29.9. And I have 29.9 by 10.5, and I've scored it at the 14.9 and then folded it in half. Now I've cut a little piece of the Designer Series paper, and I've chosen this one here in the Magenta Madness, and that's cut at 10 centimeters by 14.4. So it's just going to fit just inside our card there. So I'm just going to grab some glue and adhere this on. Now I hope to, if you missed this live play, I'm hoping that I can save this video and I will pop it onto my YouTube channel. And the whole idea of this is I'm hoping eventually that I can just stream these directly to YouTube and to Facebook, depending on how we go. So we're just going to have a bit of a play. So anyway, that's adhered onto there. Now what I decided to is we could chosen this particular paper. Now I did see this on Pinterest. Someone else had done a card using these colours, and I thought they looked quite nice. Can't remember exactly how the card went, but I know it was these two Designer Series papers. So I've cut this Designer Series paper here at 7 by 14, about 12 by 4 centimeters. So it's basically 2 centimeters narrower than the Magenta Madness piece underneath, but it was just a piece that I just randomly cut at about 7 centimeters in width, and I thought we're just going to pop that onto there. But I've also cut a mat. So here is our mat, and I'm matting this on a piece of Just Jade. because there's quite a bit of Just Jade in the leaves on this one. So we're just going to adhere those two together. Just leaving a little bit of a border all the way around. And now we're going to do a bit of stamping. So I've got a little bit of basic white here. Just got to find it. I'll put it somewhere safe. Here we go. So I've got a bit of basic white and we're going to stamp a sentiment. So let me just grab our stamp sets, and we need a block. And I thought we might start with a thank you card. So let's take out thank you. Oh, we can find it. There it is. And we're going to stamp this in the Night of Navy. Oh, haven't opened this one up for a while. It is stuck on me. Let's have a look, see if I can. There we go, got it open, bit stiff. Like to keep my lid on my glue. Okay, so let's just stamp this, remembering we're just going to tap that very lightly on our stamp pad, and we're just going to stamp our thank you sentiment there like that. Okay. Now let me grab my dies. All the dies here. And as I said, there's quite a few nice sort of dies here. So let's just have a look and see what we could use. So we could cut it out using that one, and that will cut out, and it's also got like a nice little embossed edging on it, which could be quite nice. We could use maybe one of these circles to die cut that out, or we could use a hexagon. So I'm just sort of grab that one. We could go that one, or we could even go, if we put the hexagon that way, a little bit smaller. But I think we might give this one a try. So let me just pop those all back on there. And I'm just going to cut this out because we don't want to put all of this paper through our cut and emboss machine. So I've got my mini cut and emboss here. Got my plates. Line that up. I still haven't got around to cleaning my workroom, which I'm really going to have to do. It's like housework. Who wants to do housework? I definitely don't. Okay, let's just pop this through. That and see how this is. Bad die there. And there's our thank you. And I don't know whether you can actually see that, but let me just bring it up in front of the camera. There we go. There's just a little embossed edging all the way around that. So I'm not quite sure whether you can see that or not. So let's have a look at popping that on our card. So there's our card there. We've got a thank you. And I've got a little bit of baker's twine here, and I've already done like a double bow, or triple bow actually. But what I thought I would do is pop a little bit of adhesive on the back here. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. I'm just going to pop a little bit there, a little bit there. Just attach that and wrap that around. I'm just going to get that around twice, that will do. We might put some dimensionals behind that. Now, I have set myself a goal this year that with every pack or every suite that I purchase, I've got to make 5 cards to out of each one. So this is card number 1. So hopefully over the next few weeks, you might see me make a few more cards using this suite. And I'd like to try to make another one today, if possible, with you. So we'll see how we go. So we want to pop that just about there. And then our thank you can go on top. So we need a couple more dimensionals. Let's place that just there, and then this little bow. So this is just a very, very simple card, just using all the designer series paper to be the highlight or the hero of our page. So just added a glue dot on the back there. What I want to do is just push that glue dot in a little bit. It's a bit bigger than my bow back. And we're just going to pop that just there at an angle. And trim those tails down a little bit. And that's our first card, but I'm just wondering whether we might, I think they're going to get lost on that. I think we've got too much. It's very, very busy sort of card. But all you'd need to put inside there is now just a mat to go on the inside. You could add a little bit of, you know, if you've got to scrap a little bit of design series paper, one a bit wider, maybe something like this one. Actually, let's have a look. We might have enough cardstock here that we could actually very quickly make one, or I can find some cardstock. Because we like to keep all those little scraps to be able to very quickly decorate our cards. Let me just move everything out of the road. So we're going to cut this down to 10. And we're going to cut that to 14.4. So that's our inside measurement for our card insert, which is 10 by 14.4. Take this little piece here. That's almost the right size. We can trim it down. This piece is just a tiny weeny little bit. It's only probably, it's less than a centimetre in width. So it's just going to give us just a little bit interest to the bottom of our card. We're using up all those little scraps. I'm just going to move that along a bit, trim that edge. So we don't need that. Just wondering, is there any way we could... No, I think we might leave that off, and then we can just pop that on the inside. Just like that. Okay, so there's our first card all done, plus the inside of our card with just that little bit of a trim. Plenty of room in there to write, and you could even stamp another thank you if you wanted to. So let's have a look at some of these and see what we can do with these and maybe the Ephemera Pack. So let me bring the Ephemera Pack out as well. I don't think I worry about the darker ones. I want the ones I think that's got the wash on them. So we've got that one, those two, one with the black wash, and night and navy wash. So let me just remove those ones. So let's have a look and see what we can do with these. Now, what have we got? So these are our bases. So I want to use probably one of these frames. I haven't decided yet which one we're going to do, but I just want to remove so this is a really quick way of making a card. We want to make a very quick sort of card. So we've got that colour, or we could do it on the black. That could be very striking, couldn't it? Even add some, maybe some of the designer series paper in with that. Excuse me, take another drink. Okay, what else do we have? Crushed curry. Magenta Madness. Or balmy blue. Don't think I want the balmy blue, and I don't want the crushed curry. So we can go Magenta Madness, black. I think I like the black. I think that's just something very different and really pushing me out of my comfort zone. So let's have a look. So we've got that. Now let's just have a quick look at our designer series paper and see what we can use. Okay, where are all the pieces with the black and white? So we have that one. Also got this, that one. Now it's not saying we have to stick to just black and white. We can add a bit of colour in here if we want to. Got the black and white, and then you've got the gold on the back of that one. Got the gold dots on that one. Okay, let's just have a quick look. We've also got, which I think is quite nice, these hearts. So we can put a heart in there. Got these gold pieces here. And do something with hearts. We could add some arrows. Valentine's Day is finished. That's okay. You don't have to wait till Valentine's Day to tell somebody you love them. Also got those 3 hearts there. You got a tab there. What else do we have? Need something else. I'm not quite sure what. Don't know whether it needs another black and white piece or not. Maybe this is where we do need to add some other pieces. So let's have a look what we've got here. These pieces here, we cut out some bits in that, and we could probably cut out pieces maybe in that. Or we could go to the flowers, remove the hearts, or even add flowers with the hearts. This is where I find things a little bit challenging. I'm not really 100% certain what I'm doing, because to me that just blends too much into that. That dimensional top just keeps coming back for more. Got some small pieces here. Let's just do a bit of die cutting and see what happens. I cut some of my pieces up into littler workable pieces to use in the die cut machine. So let's just have a look, see what we've got here. Already got a bit of colour with that heart. You ever have those days where you think you could spend all day just looking, because you cannot make up your mind? I get very easily into those. Sort of don't want to take away from that, but I just want to add a bit extra to it. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm just going to run this through. It's 2 little tiny hexagons, but doing it in this little pink spot, and I've got a bit of green over here too. Just very wary, maybe too much. Yeah, don't really like that. That's okay. We'll keep those pieces. Maybe heading down the wrong track here. So if we go there, we want to put, not quite sure about that. Like the contrast of, I've just lost one of those. There it is. I like to add a little bit more of the green in there. But the other thing I'm thinking too, now I'm the sort of person that tends to think aloud and talk to myself. So this is actually quite good because I'm not necessarily talking to myself this time, but I am thinking aloud. Got any other? Okay, let's grab these pieces again. It's like that gold frame is now getting a bit lost, isn't it? Okay. We're going to take that. Let's just have a look. Another block here. don't want to add too much more black, so I'm just sort of thinking if I did this in Magenta Madness, doesn't have to be straight in here, so it's like a speech bubble. This calls for a celebration. I want to have that at an angle. That in there. Just adding bits and pieces here just to sort of I think I might do is I'm going to add a couple of glue dots to the back of this so I can then still slip things in and under it. Still not 100% certain what I'm doing, but anyway, we will work it all out. Let's decide it wants to be stuck there. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, I'll pop him in there. Let's grab some glue dots. At least now we're starting to get something stuck down. Just going to put glue in the centre of this again so I can tuck things underneath it if I want to tuck things underneath, because I'm just going to build this up somehow. Let's hold that down for a sec. We do have, where's the rest of that ephemera pack? I want this like being like a flower, sort of. Maybe that one could go down in there. Not quite sure about that. And I'm not quite sure about this one here, but I'm going to stick him in anyway. Don't know about that one either. That needs to go up on a mini dimensional, I think. What I've done there is going to add a little bit more glue on that. I've just added that gold arrow to the back of that heart. Another colour. Yep. That there. That in there. We'll put a little bit of glue on this. Now, I don't know yet whether I like this card or not, so I'm going to leave you guys to be the judge, just to let me know what you think. I think if I start adding too much more, it's just going to start looking a little bit over the top. Let's just close that up. What do you think of that? Let's have a look, see if we've got an envelope to go with it. As I said, this has really stretched me out of my comfort zone. So, one. That one maybe. Okay, so I think there's card number 1, and find somewhere to put all those. Card number 2. So I've made 2 very different cards. As I said, this has been a real challenge for me, as I had no idea what we're going to do to start with. That one there is sort of a little bit growing on me, I think. It's something I'm going to have to sort of play with this suite a little bit more and see what I can come up with. But as I said, my challenge this year is out of every suite to make at least 5 cards minimum. Some of them I have finished that already, some of them I haven't. So we'll keep working with it. That one there's just might need a little bit of a help. I think that thank you is sort of popping forward a little bit. Let's see if I can just add a little dimensional underneath this one. Needs to go a bit further under. Take that backing off. Just wanting to fall forward. That's better. Okay. There you go. So there's my cards today. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me scratch my head. Anyway, just let me bring me back up to full screen again for you. In a moment. So thank you very much for watching today. As I said, I will catch you all next week when we create again with me. So have a lovely day. Take care and bye for now. See you later. Bye.